just wanted to thank you all for coming here today.
Thank you for having us.
Ms. Conrad.
Thank you.
Mr. Richard Pryor. Actually, Victor Orlando.
Thank you very much.
And Lavette Cherie, thank you so much. Mrs. Beautiful Poison. This has been Nuclear Popcorn, and we've been delighted to have such a talented group here today. Thank you guys so much. Take care. And I'm happy we found out about the autobiography and the...
There's so much in all the shows, all my theater, but...
And then all that acting you've done. It's a trip. I've probably been seeing you and didn't even really know it was you.
And then I've actually been here in the 80s. I was on every black sitcom there was. Martin, Fresh Prince, you know, Different World, all the sitcoms.
Wow.
Steve Harvey, the Girls Show, Girlfriends.
Yeah.
But I wasn't just on them to be on the shows because Central Casting was sending me there. But I was on there to see, okay, what is that cameraman doing? Okay, what is he doing? Okay, he's doing that lights, okay. And so, and then as an extra, we joke around about
joy with that, you know? Everything I do in my life is incorporate 3 elements. Air, like breathing, thinking, and then get excited. And once that happens, I get so excited, all the juices flowing in my body. It's crazy, you know? And then like, I hit the spot, like, yes, I'm gonna do a song. And you know, this song also is a collaboration with my good friend, my good friend Glenn Cheyenne. And so we co-written the lyrics, and then I composed it and put it together.
So he brought the words, but you brought the actual boom, 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 dun, 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 all that kind of stuff.
Well, I work with a phenomenal my co-producer. We co-produced with is a Grammy nominated, brilliant producer as well. So and his name is Gemini Music. He's adorable.
Okay.
He's a good friend of mine and he's extremely talented. So we both kind of melt with music together.
Very cool.
Love the feeling. So that feeling brought everything to life, including a video.
Now, let me ask you this. I always ask this question because when I bought one of the albums, one of the uncut, uncensored Michael Jackson albums of that album that had Billie Jean on all that, he said that when he wrote Billie Jean, it's not that he really wrote it. He said he heard the clarinets, he heard the song.
Yes.
Now, and he could hear the clarinets, everything in it. So all he had to do, so he said he just grabbed the mic on his tape recorder and just started singing it, and then just took it to the studio and then got the appropriate musicians.
Yes.
Now, do you ever have that experience?
Yes, I identify 100% because I feel like I've been an artist my whole life, and whether I draw a cartoon or I write a song or anything else that I'm doing creative-wise, it just comes with internal energy, comes from within. It's just explosive, you know.
That word comes from?
It's connected with sound, and I'm connected to visual and sound. So think about something, and I kind of put a nice picture in my head for it. Same thing happens with music.
Very cool. Now, you mentioned the word comes from. I want to know, where are you from, and what's your training? What made you into who you are?
Oh,
As you know, in other words, who was the
how much
person?
time we have?
Well, just if you can chisel it into a concise. Just
Well, I can write encyclopedia.
no. Let's just break it down.
I like that one.
You know who was. I mean, you don't have to
Yes.
do the Emmy. I might not think this one. No, just break it just from your heart. Who was the one that inspired you? Who?
I
created?
always loved American music. I was brought up as a kid in Israel. As a kid, we were inspired by Europe music and American sounds, and I always loved it. I remember I was waitressing as a young girl. I was 14. I always spoke English with the clients. I was looking for people who came from other countries to speak English with them because I love the language so much. I started writing in English. It was actually fascinating because the first song I ever written called The Passion Show, which was won a top 4 international award.
Is that one of these tapes here?
No, these are new. These are all new stuff.
Let's take a look. Show it to the camera.
Well, this is pretty recent, end of 2016. released a full combination of all my hot songs.
Okay.
Hebrew and English and Spanish and in Persian.
So you speak 5 languages.
I sing in 5 languages.
Oh, that's cool. But what are you thinking? You don't think in 5 languages, do you?
No, of course not, because I
You might, I don't know.
I don't know all the words in all these languages, but I can write a song in a few of them, 3. And this has 8 nominations, 8 international awards.
Very nice, very
Yeah.
cool. Now,
I
what's
have
up with the
15
other ones?
international awards total, and
Let me see
8
these.
considerations. This song called You're My Hero, which I released for all the American heroes last year on Valentine's Day, because that shows love to the universe and all the people that put their life on line to protect our country.
American military, huh?
Yes,
Very cool.
and it's for everyone that support our troops, and I released that
Very lovely, very lovely.
as well
That's-
for
I like
firefighters.
Very cool.
This is a DVD with Game of Love, headlining the entire DVD, and then there are other parts that I start working on, is doing my own commercials, my own videos, say my short films, all kind of stuff. So I do have one extra one like that.
Okay.
So there was the first DVD and the second, they're all going to be available.
Now, before I forget,
Yeah.
you have your own show, don't you? A TV show?
Oh
or TV
yeah, I have
company,
a
TV
show
station?
coming up on YouTube and also on the VIP channel. It's called Dare to Live with Passion with Queen Ofir. I put the glasses on, so it's like look official and stuff.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Passion with Queen Ofir.
Touch her, and you better be ready to get burnt.
Are you
right?
ready?
So now we're going to move on over to Mr. Nikita. How you doing, sir? You told me you're from
good.
Tennessee,
Yeah, man.
and
Yeah, buddy.
you're a woman, you're a publicist, friend of mine for about 7 years, Tatiana Davidov. She said, I got this very talented client. I
Shout
gotta
out,
bring him
Tanya.
on. I gotta bring him on. So I said, okay. And then she called me last night. I said, I can't come, but he'll be here. And you
I
were on
talked to her
time
this
too. That was
morning.
cool.
Yeah, she was sad to miss out.
But you're here, and
okay.
that's the main thing. She did her part. Now it's time for you to tell us who you are, because I know you're an actor, and you have some things happening, looming on the horizon. She told me. But let's get back into what you've done so far. What has brought you to this point in life, as far as your theatrical and theater productions, like
It's always
commercials?
so hard to answer how we got here because there's so many different things that affected that process. I was born in Tennessee, barely. My mother moved here 8 months pregnant from Russia, so I
cool.
got that citizenship. But
Yeah, cool.
And she was an actress her whole life in Russia. She went to GITIS, which is like one of the top universities for theatrical acting there, and had a master's in that. And in Tennessee, there's not that much acting going on. I mean, everything that is filmed in Tennessee, it's like most everything is cast in LA or, pitched in LA, and then they travel whatever with the crews. But in Tennessee, all I had was the theater. And I enjoy theater, but it's not my thing. I love the camera. I love like the close details, every like movement in your face, every emotion. They see that, they feel that. On stage, it's very animated. It's huge. So that was my upbringing, and I moved to LA about 4 years ago now. Ever since then, it's just been everything is. You got to find your work. You got to find your agent, manager. It's a lot of initiative that you have to take.
Well, you got a good one now, though. Tatiana's.
Yeah, we just
ball.
started very recently
on
working
the ball.
together. It's been like a couple weeks.
Well, have you been doing anything since you've been here?
Yeah, I've done a couple commercials.
Which ones? Which ones?
There was one for Rowenta, which is like a German appliance brand. About a month and a half ago, I did for this Chinese cell phone called Vivo. You can go on their website and see it. There's like a selfie video, and I'm in there taking a selfie. Because the
Okay.
camera is crazy.
Yeah, cool. cool.
Different stuff like that. A bunch of short films, a lot of music videos, a lot of background
Now,
stuff.
as far as these short films, have any of them been submitted to any film festivals that you know of?
Yeah, I think one, yeah, but I don't really, I didn't follow what happened with those films afterwards. Nothing.
Well,
I
give
don't
us give us a little taste of at least one. What was your role in it, and what's the name of it?
One of the very first ones I did here was called Hoping Moments, and there was this talented director that's really passionate. It's nice working with passionate directors rather than ones that are just doing it, you know. And I played a DJ, very like insecure DJ who had problems with his father, and ended up just ditching the house one day and signing up for a competition, and then, you know, after that, the ending doesn't really give an ending, but you assume that it went well. And he finds a girl along the way that invites him to her house to stay with her and everything. He leaves a little ticket for the show and is in there DJing, and then he sees her in the crowd and has his moment of inspiration, pushes that button for her
That's what I'm
baby and
talking
turns
about.
on that
Yeah,
bass and
bring it
everything
on, bring it on.
gets
Give me
lit. And
glasses.
man, I'm like in there like, man, dropping that bass and everything.
Dropping the
I
bass
asked him, I was like, when are we gonna do the sequel where I'm like with Deadmau5 on stage or something?
Yeah, that sounds great. What was the name of it?
Hoping Moments.
Hold on, I
A
like
lot of the other roles, are we allowed to swear in here?
that. Yeah, tell me.
Okay, a lot of the
don't
other
do that,
roles,
please.
no?
No.
Well, I play like a not nice guy in a few things, and you know, it's easy to play angry.
What's
Yeah,
You gotta let it out.
show me a sample.
Nah.
what's the name of the film?
Leatherbound.
Leatherbound.
It's a film that I did with some of my friends, and
You're
we
not
didn't.
like in some sort of leather with
No. It's about a book. It's
Book.
about a book, and
Leatherbound,
anything,
oh,
any name that's written in the book, they end up dying. Those people,
Oh,
and
goodness. Sounds like a killer serial killer.
yeah,
Are they being murdered or is it sci-fi?
who knows how they die? They die somehow.
Okay.
And we didn't know about the concept of Death Note before that. That was just a coincidence. So that happened after our film.
Sounds
I think
good,
they
though.
stole it.
Another horror film.
There is a lot of
It's pretty
theft in
cool.
Hollywood.
I choke out this kid in the film.
I knew something
That's my
about
damn
it.
book.
Yeah, you see me.
That's my damn book.
I had
Yeah.
a feeling about it.
So now, do you have any, have you guys been pursuing other interests for the future, like writing a book, or is there,
I write rap,
You do?
but
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like I'm too white for that, you know? As
give us a taste. Do you feel like doing a little rap right now?
a little rap, I'm down.
I'll give you a beat.
Okay,
Yes.
there was this girl that had a pop song that I'm friends with, and she's very inspirational and motivational and very positive. So this song was about being yourself and being independent, not following the crowd. So my verses in there is like, where the crowd goes, we know not to follow. Living up today, but still planning for tomorrow. It feels good to let loose and break through and be you and it not be nobody's problem. Just know to get back when I kick facts. And if it's too brash, then just skip class. I don't need brats to get sad if I spaz about the trash, putting cats on the wrong track. When I bring something to tables I eat at, I relish in the looks in their faces and all the feedback. I see that we all need something to leave back. Can't leave the earth with a birth, leaving no scene tracks. And I mean that, live no regrets, no regrets. I will never regress. Life's so sweet when you eat the Georgia peaches. Living every day like it's recess. And then she comes
Alright.
in with that.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
What's
cool.
going on?
Yeah, all right.
So now, is that already like hooked up with film and everything?
What? Rapping?
Yeah,
Maybe eventually we'll be like with Drake and Degrassi.
yeah,
But
that's cool.
right
That's very
now
cool.
it's just kind of a hobby on the side I like to do.
Go for it, man.
That's
I
how
was-
fire starts.
We're straight up feeling you. We're straight
Mm-hmm.
up feeling you. Yeah.
Yes.
But now let's go over here to the beautiful Poison. This is Lavette Cherie. Sounds like a French woman, and you are indeed French, aren't you?
Yes, I'm mixed with some French. A
Uh-oh.
little bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, you're looking very nice over there.
Thank you.
Very beautiful, very poisonous. Tell us about Beautiful Poison. You're just in that theatrical venture, and
Yes.
I kind of likened it to Drew Barrymore's Poison Ivy. Was it
Poison Ivy.
like that or completely different?
It's completely different. It's a play, and we were at the West Angeles Theater, and I was featured as the lead. Beautiful Poison 3. So there's 2 others ahead of me. So she's just kind of wicked, and then she finds the light and turns her life around
Okay.
after she murders someone, so poisons them.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. I watched a lot of Dynasty. It helped me have that attitude.
So now, what was when you were doing this role, because you seem to be a most civil and affectionate, very animated and loving person. What was how did you associate, or were there any life experiences that allowed you to reach out to touch that emotion, to convey that particular type of character?
Yes, absolutely. And I loved her because she had 10 to 20 different characters. She was crazy.
And she was like Sybil.
So
Whoa.
there were times when I thought about my daughter, because I had my goddaughter get kidnapped.
Whoa.
There were times I thought about my lover. I mean, it was just, or my aunt or my neighbor. Yeah, to get through certain parts or
Yeah.
scenes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Now, who wrote this?
It's a Johnny Cox Jr. production.
Yeah. Have we seen any of his productions on film?
I don't know, not yet, but Beautiful Poison is supposed to be coming to film. That's what I hear, the buzz in town. So
Cool,
look
cool.
for it. It's a great story.
So now, are you going to be cast in that?
I've been asked. I don't know yet.
So you're not.
I have to check with my manager because
You better take that role.
yeah, it would be nice if I could get it, but you just never know. There's so many beautiful women, you know.
But
But
that's
everyone's special, okay?
Yeah.
Everyone of
that's
us
the good
is
thing, because when I see
different,
like
unique.
Miss America, Miss Universe, it's like there's so many, and they're all worth looking at. Like you two are beautiful, but it's like
Oh, thank you.
it's,
I didn't know
it's
that.
thank you. It's kind
Yes,
of
you are
hard.
beautiful too.
I appreciate that. But what I'm saying, there's so many women. It's like, and I mean, some women are like they have a problem with someone else being beautiful, but it's like you have to look at all of
I
the
love
freaking
all
fruits in
beauty.
order to pick the one, or taste every fruit, so to speak.
Yes.
Even
True
if it's just with
beauty
your eye.
doesn't just derive from the image or
It's just
the
within.
it's from inside,
Yeah.
because I've seen
Inside
so
out.
many beautiful women, and then their personality turns them to a 2 out of from a 9
out
or a
of
10 to
10,
2,
right.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just
Now,
No.
but her, I've known you for about a month, and you've been
Yes.
special since I've known her. She's been special since I've
Thank
seen her.
you.
And with that note, I want to know what else you're doing, because I know you're doing something.
Oh,
because
I'm
we know
doing-
you're a poet,
Yes, yes.
so I know you got a book coming out, or you've written some.
Yes, I'm doing a lot right now. I'm working on 3 literary projects. I'll have a book launch early of 2018. My
About
poetry.
What? What's that lunch going to be about?
I can't really talk about that yet. It's going to be big though. It's going to be like
We need you to choke her out of
exciting.
that.
It's a secret.
It's a bad look on me.
My lips are sealed right now. But one book I can talk about is the California's Best Emerging Poets. My poem Moments is published in this poem along with 150 other poets.
Can I see it?
Oh, sure. We went
Plus,
up
I'm getting a
against
copy too on that.
yeah, 20,000 poets in the state of California.
Beautiful.
They narrowed it down to 150
Nice
of us.
cover.
And then I've been asked to come back and publish more work in America's Best Emerging Poets. Will be out early 2018. So I'm excited about that. I get to write some new material. I'm also working on a new curriculum because not only am I a poet and an actress, I'm also an elocutionist.
Oh, yeah,
And
you told me
so-
that before.
Yeah. So I, train, I have students, our clients that I help with their dictation and pronunciation of words. And I read my poetry to them. Sometimes they're the first ones to hear it.
Very cool.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
you have the instinct of a teacher, but the heart of a performer, and the mind of a creator for letters, which is very cool.
Oh, yes.
cool indeed.
Words. I'm also working on a poetry album,
Word, yeah.
which has been amazing because I'm
Word
learning.
popcorn and
I'm learning right now to look at everything and brand myself and put together the image I like to portray. So I'm having fun with that.
Speaking of portray, you've been in some commercials too, haven't you? 'Cause you
I
appear to be
have
a
been in
model.
some way back when, and I do model, but mostly my passion is poetry.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
yeah, here we
all I
go.
gotta say is
Yes.
I want
Zooming
you
on
to
that baby.
diversify, stay diversified. Which all of you to stay diversified. This is the part of the show where, first of all, before I get there, I want to ask you, what led you to this point in your life, like, who was the one that put a burning desire that not only made you follow poetry, but carved you, molded you into a poetess?
Well,
Teacher, friend?
there's a lot, but the most profound moment for me, like the awakening, was when I really looked at my name. Lavette Cherie speaks, and Lavette Cherie is love, so I speak love in my poetry, and I've been writing since I was 6, so I've been filled with that passion from within. And some of the poets that I love, of course, Maya Angelou, Langston Huston, what? I can't even say his name.
Nikki
Langston
Giovanni?
Hughes, sorry
Remember
about that.
we were talking about Nikki
Oh
Giovanni?
yeah, Nikki Giovanni, absolutely.
I almost saw her, but she canceled the freaking event.
Oh,
Yeah, she was going to be
I
with...
would love to see her.
She was
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
love
with
her.
Live Talks. And I was like, okay, I'll be right there. But she canceled. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
too bad.
you guys are so
Next time.
diverse, so I'm sure you've had quite a few experiences.
Oh, yeah.
I want everyone to know that just because you're very talented doesn't mean that you're not human. Because it's easy to think that people with your looks, with your ability, are just a little bit above the human level, but you're all human. So,
Yeah, you want to...
Nobody's above anyone else.
Ouch.
well, those are real fingers. What type of, in a very concise mode, could you tell us what was the most profound, or no, well, were there any
What?
tragedies or something in your
All
life?
of these, my
And how did you
God.
overcome it?
You know, I
The
tell
most?
you, the one thing I want to tell you about
keep it
the
concise.
tragedy is that whatever you had in your life, you have to let go and feel good where you are.
Yes.
So people make mistakes and people go through things because that's life. Life is a school.
Yes.
And just feel good where you are and everything's just going to be just fine.
What was the most traumatic in your life? And how did you get over it?
Traumatic. I really can't answer it really right now. It's hard
You're not
because
blocking,
I
are you?
can't remember all these things that I went through, but I did went through some heavy stuff, but
Okay, well,
I came
what
out
did you
stronger.
what did you learn from it?
I learned that I have more. Every time that I went through experience, God showed me you have more to give. You have more. You're above this. You're bigger than that. You're bigger
Yes.
than life. Keep going.
Cool.
This is
Yes.
just a personal, strong faith in everything in my life and in myself. And
love that.
what I can do for this world is unlimited.
Very cool.
Yes.
Well, let's move on to Mr. Nikita. Same question, the most traumatic experience you went through, how'd you get over it? What did you learn from it?
Ah, man. I really want to talk about the most traumatic experience, but I agree with her that you need to let it go and move on, and it's just not appropriate to talk about it at the moment because some other people are suffering from it as well.
Or maybe they learned from you as to how you got over it.
Yeah.
Or at least
that's
tell them how you
funny
got
enough.
over it.
My friend called me yesterday and told me the same thing, that he learned a lot from me and how I act and everything is just, man, I don't want to waste time because I'm going to have to think way too much. But yeah, just letting things go, moving on. You can't enjoy things without having something bad that happened, you know? People that are given everything in their life, they're never happy. And it's all, like, we hear the same story over and over. You have everything, you're not happy because you're not satisfied. But if you come from a
Yes.
low place and you go to a high place, then that's genuine satisfaction. And I think that's what all of us are kind of headed towards, or
Yeah.
headed for. And
Very
that's the
cool.
goal we have in our mind, to just keep looking forward and not back. Learn from those experiences, you know.
You grow strong.
Yeah,
and
grow
better,
strong. And
you
anytime
make
you have
yourself more
those-
solid. And
Anytime you have those moments where you're feeling low, you can even think back to those lower moments, and it inspires you to do better.
Very
I
cool.
can give you a nice tip. Just always think you're better than yesterday. Always.
Very cool.
Yes.
And
Let's
that
go to the
works.
beautiful Poison.
Yeah.
Same question, most traumatic experience. How'd you get over it? What did you learn from it?
Wow, I think really the most traumatic experience for me was losing my mother.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And, you know, there were a couple, but that one I'll share because through that I had to learn about forgiveness and letting go of things, just like they're talking about, moving forward, letting nothing hold you back, no hindrances. And I also learned that possessions really have no value. So I got to a point in my life where, you know, it didn't matter to me anymore as long as I had